Afternoon, everyone, from Living from His Heart. I have been laid out for some days and I am on the mend. Oh boy, I share when I feel that fire. God is fanning that flame of that fire, and I've just got a burning thing that I need to share. Whew, do I know better than living in Jerusalem how to stand my ground? Many of us didn't have boundaries growing up, and so we're learning. And it's never too late to grow up, and it's never too late to acquire healthy skills that we may not have had. And I know boundaries is a big deal for a lot of people, and boundaries can save lives and also destroy lives if we don't have any. And so I want to use it for instance. So I have some very dear friends. We've known each other many, many, many years, and we don't see eye to eye on a particular area. And that's okay, because that's life. We're all so different. And I think it's very important when we love one another that we agree to disagree. And I think respect is key. We can share our position, and once we've both shared our perception or our position, I think we need to agree to disagree. And anything beyond that, I've learned living in Jerusalem. I used to say that, of course, there's warfare as a blood-washed child of God. And before I moved to Israel, living in New York, of course, a lot of warfare as a child of God. But in Israel, the warfare is in the body of Messiah. And yes, iron sharpens iron as one sharpens the other's countenance. This is absolutely true. But we have to have boundaries, and there are people, what's the expression I want to use? Boundary busters. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we need to be able to stand against boundary busters. I'm at a place in my life, and I was saying this very freely to a couple of brothers last week. We were just sitting casually sharing. I don't care if someone says they're a believer. What does that mean? We know people by the fruit, by the tasty fruit that they possess in their lives. If you say you're a believer, that doesn't mean anything. It's your walk and dance with God. It's your life before the Lord that others see. And I can sum my whole life of 14 years up in one word: perseverance. Absolutely. I really want to encourage you, child of God, to stick to your guns today, to put up boundaries. They're not walls, they're boundaries. They can be adjusted as you see fit. Don't let anyone push you around. Don't let anybody continually want to coerce you or push you or try to get you to see it their way. You can express your way, your perception, and they can do the same. But if they cannot receive that, you need to shut it down. If you don't want to continue on, you need to honor your heart, is what I'm trying to say. You must honor your heart, which I call the garden of the Lord. The Spirit of Yeshua lives in my heart. God cares about my one-of-a-kind heart. And I must be a good steward of this heart before the King. Absolutely. This is very, very important that we honor our hearts. And again, if there is no respect in a friendship, then there's no friendship. Respect is key. And I think agreeing to disagree is so important, and it needs to be a part of our relationships. We're different people. We're not going to see things the same, but do we respect one another? If we don't respect one another, then it's not anything. It's not anything. Part ways, respect is key. So God bless you from the city of the great King, Yerushalayim.